I am 92 years old. My own two children stole my $450,000 home and the farm that my wife and I spent 50 years sweat soaking into the dirt. 2 years ago, they threw me into a nursing home and walked away with the keys to my legacy. It sounds like a Hollywood movie, does it not? But this is not a script. This is the cold, hard reality of my life. My children thought that because my body was old, the engine of my mind had stopped running. They thought they could just turn off the lights and leave me in the dark. They were wrong. I escaped. And tonight, I am going to show you the one secret I found inside those sterile walls that makes my children's stolen wealth look like absolute poverty. It did not happen with a bang. It happened with a whisper and a smile. My son and my daughter, they started talking about safety and the future. But as a man who spent 40 years reading blueprints, I could see what they were really designing. They did not want to protect me. They wanted to liquidate me. They took the farm where my wife and I spent 50 years sweat staking our claim. They sold the house. And then they parked me in room 22. For 18 months, I sat in a chair that smelled like bleach and broken spirits. My children would visit on Sundays, checking their watches every 5 minutes, looking at me like I was a machine that had finally run out of parts. They thought they had successfully retired me from life. But sitting in that sterile silence, I realized their biggest mistake. They thought that by taking my keys, they had taken my power. They forgot that a machinist does not need a key to know how a lock works. For 18 months, I did not just sit in that plastic chair. I was measuring. I was timing. I watched the staff like I used to watch a failing engine. I realized that the people running that place made one fatal mistake. They assumed that because I was 92, I had stopped being a participant in the world. They thought I was just background noise. Every Tuesday morning, at exactly 6:15, the delivery truck backs into the loading dock. The driver is always in a hurry. The security guard at the side entrance always takes his smoke break at the same time, thinking the cameras see enough. They do not. I spent months saving every $20 bill my old shop foreman snuck me during his visits. I did not need much. I just needed enough to disappear. On that final Tuesday, I did not pack a bag. I did not say goodbye. I simply put on my work jacket, tucked the photo of my wife into my pocket, and walked through the gap they left open. I did not run. A man my age does not run. I just walked with the steady rhythm of a machine that was finally back in gear. By the time they realized room 22 was empty, I was already miles away, watching the sun come up over a different horizon. I live in a small room now, right above a local repair shop. It is not a $450,000 home. It is a 10 by 10 space that smells like diesel, old tires, and honest work. The young man who runs the shop, his name is Mike. He does not look at me and see a 92-year-old liability. He sees a master machinist who can hear a skipped beat in an engine from 20 feet away. Last week, my daughter finally tracked down my burner phone. She did not ask if I was warm or if I had eaten. She started talking about the scandal I was causing and how the neighbors were whispering about them. I listened to her voice, and for the first time in my life, I felt absolutely nothing. No anger, no sadness. Just the realization that I had spent 50 years building a farm for people who only loved the dirt, not the man who moved it. I told her I had to go because a neighbor needed help with a broken generator. Then I hung up. My son and daughter have my house. They have my farm. But sitting here with grease under my fingernails and the sound of tools hitting the floor below me, I realized the truth. They are the ones living in a warehouse of stolen things. I am the one who is finally, truly, back at home. So, if you are sitting there right now feeling like the world is trying to put you on a shelf, I want you to look at my grease-stained hands and listen to me very carefully. Your value does not come from the square footage of your house or the balance in your bank account. Those things can be stolen. They can be signed away in a moment of misplaced trust. But your grit, your knowledge, the engine that drives your soul, that belongs to you and only you. My children have the gold, but I have the peace that comes with knowing I do not owe them a single second of my remaining time. I am 92 years old, and I am not waiting to disappear. I am too busy living. Do not let anyone, not even your own blood, convince you that your fire has gone out just because the sun is getting low. If you have been pushed aside, or if you are fighting to keep your own keys, know that you are not alone. Thank you for sitting with me on the porch today. If this story stirred something inside you, please subscribe and share your own journey in the comments below. Let us remind the world that we are still here, we are still useful, and we are far from finished. Stay strong, keep your tools sharp, and I will see you at sunset.